Majority Leader.
I'd like to start this morning with a few words about our friend and colleague from Arizona, Senator McCain, who we'll have an opportunity to welcome back today. As I noted last week, we all know Senator McCain is a fighter. That's evidenced by his remarkable life of public service, just as it's again evidenced by his quick return to the Senate this afternoon. I know he's eager to get back to work, and we're all very pleased to have him back with us today. Now, Mr. President, on the vote that we'll have today, in just a couple of hours, senators will have an important decision to make. 7 years after Obamacare was imposed on our country, we will vote on the critical first step to finally move beyond its failures. Many of us have made commitments to our constituents to provide relief from this failed left-wing experiment. And now we have a real opportunity to keep those commitments by voting to begin debate and ultimately to send smarter health care solutions to the President's desk for his signature. Just yesterday, the President reiterated his intention to sign them. Just yesterday, the administration released a statement urging all senators to vote in favor of the motion to proceed so that we can, quote, move forward on repealing Obamacare and replacing it with true reforms that expand choice and lower costs. So I'd like to express my appreciation to the administration for its continued close work with us on this issue at every step of the way, from the President and the Vice President to Secretary Price and Administrator Verma, as well as so many others. The engagement we've seen has been important to our efforts, and it's sent an unmistakable signal to the country that this administration not only understands the pain middle-class families have felt under Obamacare, but is actually committed to doing something about it. By now, we're all keenly aware of the pain that Obamacare has caused for literally millions of families. Premiums have skyrocketed, doubling on average in the vast majority of states on the federal exchange. Insurance options have declined under Obamacare, leaving many with as few as one or even zero insurers to choose from. Many Americans now face the real possibility of having no options at all and could find themselves trapped, forced by law to purchase Obamacare insurance, but left by Obamacare without any means to do so. All the while, markets continue to collapse under Obamacare in states across the country. It's a troubling indication of what's to come unless we act. Fortunately, the American people have granted us the opportunity to do so. We finally have an administration that cares about those suffering under Obamacare's failures and a president who will sign a law to actually do something about it. We have a House that recently passed its own legislation to help address these problems, and we have a Senate with a great chance before us to do our part now. If other senators agree and join me in voting yes on the motion to proceed, we can move one step closer to sending legislation to the President for his signature. I hope everyone will seize the moment. I certainly will. Only then can we open up a robust debate process. Only then will senators have the opportunity to offer additional ideas on health care. Inaction will do nothing to solve Obamacare's problems or bring relief to those who need it. In fact, it will make things worse for our constituents all across the country. I'd like to reiterate what the President said yesterday. Any senator who votes against starting debate is telling America that you're just fine with the Obamacare nightmare. That's a position that even Democrats have found hard to defend. Remember, President Clinton called Obamacare the craziest thing in the world, and a Democratic governor said it's no longer affordable. You won't hear me say this often, but they're right. So I hope colleagues will consider Obamacare's history of failures, the unaffordable costs, the scarce choices, the burden on middle-class families as they cast their vote this afternoon. I would urge them to remember the families who are hurting under this collapsing law. Numerous Kentuckians, like so many others across the nation, have conveyed their heartbreaking stories with my office through phone calls, letters, meetings, and dozens of healthcare forums all across Kentucky. These families are suffering under Obamacare. They need relief. I'll be thinking about them as I vote to proceed to the bill today. And I know many other colleagues will do the same. Our constituents are hurting under Obamacare. They're counting on us to do the right thing right now. That means voting to allow the Senate to finally move beyond Obamacare's failures. That's what I intend to do. That's what I urge every colleague to do. We can do better than Obamacare. We have a responsibility to the American people to do that. Today's vote to begin debate is the first step, and we should take it.